Keanu Reeves was born on September 2nd, 1964 in Beirut, Lebanon. When Keanu was only 15 years old, he set his eyes on acting and was determined to star in films. Nowadays, he has the reputation of being one of the nicest, down-to-earth people in Hollywood, as well as being an A-list actor. Despite this, Keanu's life hasn't exactly been the easiest. His life is filled with tragedy, despair, and even death. And the way he's dealt with all of these things is one of the big reasons as to why he is a huge inspiration for me. One defining moment in Keanu's early life was the separation of his mother and father. Not only did this lead to his family moving around the country constantly, but it also led to his mother being married multiple times. Due to this, Keanu did not exactly have the most stable life growing up. He became a rambunctious teenager, and it even led to an expulsion from a high school he attended. However, he was able to get himself on track and pursue his goal of acting. I can personally relate to this, as I also grew up without a father figure, and I know how hard it is to get yourself on track without that parental figure in your life. I think it's safe to say that most people who know who Keanu Reeves is due to some of the massive roles he has played. Early on in his career, he was known for his breakout role in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Only a few years later would he be considered an action star, with his roles in Point Break and Speed. However, even with this newfound success, Keanu still faced tremendous hardship. In 1993, one of his closest friends and fellow actor, River Phoenix, was found dead from an overdose. This had a profound effect on Reeves, who was severely depressed after the loss of his friend. However, he strived forward, deciding to continue his late friend's legacy to use his platform for good. This is something I admire a lot about Keanu Reeves. When I personally faced loss, I saw the world in such a negative way, but Keanu was able to do the exact opposite. Just a couple of years later, Reeves would be thrown into the spotlight once again for arguably one of his most iconic roles and one of the darkest times of his life. Right before filming the first Matrix movie, Keanu and his girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, had their first child who was, unfortunately, a stillborn. This was devastating to the couple, but things would only get worse from there. In 2001, Jennifer Syme was killed in a car accident, which led Reeves into the darkest place of his life. Despite this, he managed to film both sequels to The Matrix, which came out in 2003, and even donated large sums of his earnings to charitable causes. The fact that Keanu Reeves was able to work under such tremendous hardship speaks volumes to me, as I personally think I could not do the same. Reeves didn't stop there either, as he went on to be a certified action star with his role as John Wick in 2014, and even went on to direct a couple features. Keanu Reeves has lived one hard life. Despite all of it, however, he is still one of the biggest stars in Hollywood and one of the most down-to-earth celebrities. Any one of these tragedies could have completely broken an individual, but not Keanu. He managed to endure all of it and become a better person because of it. This is inspiring because it shows me not to give up and to keep going. I may endure hardships along the way, but I must never lose myself in them, something I have done many times in the past. Keanu serves as an example of what is possible if you stay resilient and accept the tragedies that may happen to you. The way Keanu has learned from death and loss is something I think many of us can learn from, and something I hope to adopt in my own life. It's no wonder why Keanu Reeves is considered the nicest guy in Hollywood, and honestly, I think I would have to agree.